First of all, for those of you who haven't heard about female continence, it is continence in general is the idea within both yoga and tantra of not losing your erotic, sexual, sensual potential at all, but rather refraining from both ejaculation, also explosive orgasms for women, and also gradually learning how to first harmonize and then even suspend the menstrual bleeding while remaining healthy. That is obviously a given. So this is a practice that actually, talking about Tao, is also known in the Tao and is known in Tantra. And specifically the female continence of suspending the menstruation, you can imagine it's quite an operation to get to that. And it requires especially a very specific health of your body, of your energetic structure, and also especially of your emotional and mental structure in order to be even able to sustain such a state in a good way. It is known that within tribes that are still much more aligned with nature, you're asking about the moon phases, and that sort of are much more in contact with the specific cycles of life, of the sun, of the moon, of the seasons, and so forth. Menstruation is not a monthly event for women in such tribes, but is usually known to be much reduced, maybe to a quarter-yearly occasion or even a half-yearly occasion might be, depending on, of course, the woman and the circumstances and so forth. And understanding that is, or maybe looking at that makes you understand that achieving a state of female continence would be, first of all, to just simply harmonize your overall cycles, which in modern society is not something that we take a lot of care with. We have electricity and lights on and now screens in our face until late at night, and we disturb a lot of the very refined cycles of hormonal expression within our being, which women are very much sensitive with, as our bodies express very explicitly every week something very different, hormonally speaking, within the 4 phases of the cycle. So that being said, one very good book to come back to at least a bit more of an alignment with the cycles of your body, and therefore achieving a natural state of, first of all, harmonizing your menstruation, reducing it to a maximum of 3 days of little bleeding without any complication, is the book Woman Code by Alicia Vitti, and we have it on our book list as well on tantrayogathailand.com. And this book is a wonderful, really step-by-step manual to adjust your lifestyle choices, your rhythms, when to wake up in the day, what to eat when, and so forth, in accordance with what is good for your hormonal cycles. And as you achieve a daily adjustment, this is what she suggests first within this book, then you achieve an overall harmonizing. From that you go for a monthly adjustment, where you also look at the weeks of the cycle and how to act within them, what would be fitting in terms of work, in terms of relationship activities, in terms of hobbies and so forth, in order to match up with these cycles. So this would be my absolute first strong recommendation, to go for that. But then you want to go a little bit more into the nuts and bolts of these hormonal expressions. You can read by Claudia Welch a book called Balance Your Hormones, Balance Your Life, and it's also on the book list. And this gives you more information on how to structure your day and so forth. Uddiyana Bandha, yes, it's a good practice, but it shouldn't be the only practice that you're doing. In general, any subliming practices, so reverse poses are very helpful. And then, of course, this sort of retractions like Uddiyana Bandha, like Nauli Kriya, pranayama, everything that sublimes the energies upward is good and should be done on a daily basis. As you can see, these also adjusting to the cycles, and in general, this whole task of gradually suspending the menstruation is something that needs to be done on a daily level. You cannot snap out of your menstruation a day before it's coming. It just doesn't work. So take it as something that you do on the long run, and understand that a state of continence, both for men and women for that matter, is always based on a state of balance. You can have some superficial effects by, as a guy, just stopping ejaculation, maybe having a few beautiful inner orgasms without ejaculation, and that's all very nice, but it will not bring you into this final state that in Tantra is called the state of Udvareta, which is the state of achieving complete continence. And that always means that your being is in a continuous dynamic state of balance. And for that, simply train yourself to remain balanced. Ask yourself, okay, now where's the balancing point? Okay, there. And now if I eat these next 3 spoons of cake, will I really feel balanced or not? Now if I force my being to work another 3 hours on top, will that really come from a balanced state? Now if I shift my awareness, my attitude, my perspective in this and that way, will that allow me to be in a more and more balanced state? So ask yourself continuously how to balance, and then use the yoga practice as an incentive in the morning to come into a good state of balance, and then hold it throughout the day, and even re-evoke it in the evening with another moment of balance, and then have a balanced night from that, and so forth. And maybe also to say that if you are practicing, like let's say an hour, 1.5 hours of sublimation every day, that is very good. It doesn't have to be now you do 3 hours of Uddiyana Bandha. It's much more important that you balance inwardly for this. Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content on spirituality, Tantra and more.
And if you want to sign up for our online classes or for our retreats, you can see our website on the description below.